right, so today, I'm here in my car. I'm getting ready to, let me close this. All right, so I'm in my car, 2013 Ford Focus ST. My car has had a couple issues when it comes to the audio. So my journey with my car is it's a little funky. Essentially, I got the car back in 2015. Got it used from a dealer in Guam when I was stationed out there. Basically, the previous owner had a bunch of stuff they did to it. They were like an autocrosser, doing a bunch of cool stuff with it, and they took everything off and then sold it back to the dealer. Now, when I got it, it had some things removed from when he installed stuff, or they installed stuff. And then from there, I just was kind of like chasing the tail of like getting things fixed and adjusting things. I put an intake on here just to increase the airflow. I'm still new to the whole car thing and like building your ST. I know there's a whole community out there of people who are like super knowledgeable about this. I'm not really there yet. I haven't really had the time to be able to invest nor the money. But what I told myself recently and what God kind of was talking to me about was, hey man, take care of your car. Like your car, you keep asking for, or you're expecting these other things, but you aren't even taking care of the one thing that I've given you. And so for me, that's been this car. It's been me wanting to take care of this vehicle that I have now. So I'm starting small. So today what we're gonna do is we're going to reconnect the factory harness to the factory connector. And I'm gonna show you all that right now. So the things that I know for a fact I'm going to need, I have some butt splices that I'm gonna use for the wires, right? I have right here, some wire strippers, which I can also, crimp at a certain area. I'm sure, I can crimp towards the tip here, and I'll go into that later. And then I also have some heat wraps. I got like 3 packs of 5. Some heat shrinking wraps and tubing. So I'm going to use these as well to basically secure that. So the goal here is I'm going to take off the old connectors that they have. I'm going to take the 2 pieces I need to connect, strip a little bit of the wires, put them in the crimpers or the butt splices, and then I'm going to put a heat shrink over that too. So should make sense. We're gonna just go for it right now. So one thing I know that you're gonna need if you're on a Ford Focus ST, I don't know if this is the same. I'm speaking specifically to what I have for a 2013 Ford Focus ST with the ST1 pack. You don't have the Sony, you don't have any of that extra stuff. You are going to need a Torx tip, and that is a 25. I'm pretty sure it's a 25 Torx tip. Let me make sure. Yeah, T25 Torx tip is what you're gonna need, and you're gonna want to take that and give me a second. So I just dropped that Torx key. Like as soon as I ended this, I dropped the Torx key, and it's in like this crevice, and I think it got caught underneath the upholstery, in between the upholstery and the forgive me, but I have a T20 and we're gonna use that because it kind of fits. So right here, you're gonna pull this piece out. There's a piece that's gonna be right there. You're just gonna want to pull this out, and you're gonna have 2 holes down there. That's where you're gonna put the T25 if you have one, or T20, to loosen those up and make sure everything is good, so you can pull this entire unit out. I can't believe that happened. That is wild. I really can't believe that happened. All right, so make sure this doesn't fall out. I'm gonna put them in a cup holder, and that's the safest place to put them because they won't fall like some of the other pieces. You gotta be careful too when you're doing, when you're ever using something that's not the right size. First off, always use the right size for what you're trying to do. You never want to go too small or too big. Going too big obviously doesn't really work. And going too small, you have the opportunity, or you have the possibility of stripping the inside of the actual Torx, like the grooves. Same thing with a screw or a wrench or anything like that. Like, you always want to use the right size and not the wrong size. All right, so with this now, this is loose. So now what you're gonna do is, I kind of like, there's a lip inside this screen right here. So I just kind of pull here, pull straight out, and then the bottom hand kind of lift up and out. All right, I'm gonna do that one more time. So once it's here, it's loose. I put my hand here at this lip, and I lift with my right hand on the bottom. I lift up a little bit and then pull out, and it should come out like that. So mine is a little messed up. I've done this a couple times. Had this actually off or loosened for a while. And now when you get out here, don't pull it out too hard, because what you're gonna see is this. You are gonna have a cable right there connecting all of your controls here. That's how you get your lock button, your hazard lights, all that stuff works here. So if I press it, hazards come on, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna disconnect that right there, right? And it's just a pinch clamp right there. You're just gonna pinch right there, pinch right here, and then pull it out. So you want to hold it up a little bit, pinch, and then you're done. All right, so now this is what you'll see once you disconnect this cable from the facade part. This is like your head unit. For me, I have a CD player, so this is like the CD player right here. This is where all the communications happen. Everything, your controls, everything comes into here, right? Your speakers and all that other stuff goes into here. So there's 2 Torx screws right here, the same size as the ones on the bottom. Boom. You got that one right here and that one right here. So you're just gonna screw those out, and then you should be able to lift out. There's a little rail right there, and you should be able to see on the side that little rail. Once you unscrew these, you just pull it out, kind of at an up angle. I'll show you that in a second. But since that is going to be the next thing we do, and a lot of these cables, as you can see, this is where the whole mess comes in from what happened before. Anyway, the next part is after taking this out and dealing with that stuff, before working on any of this, you want to always disconnect the battery, so we're going to do that. All right, so if you have a Focus, or you're watching this video, I'm sure you know how to open up the hood and how to find your battery. So we're going to disconnect right there. 10 millimeter is what I have. Disconnecting that small screw on top right there. Ooh, right there. And then pulling that terminal off of the battery. Now that that is disconnected, we are safe to work on the electrical portions of the car. These seats. All right, we're gonna disconnect. Ugh. Take that out, cup holder. Then like I said, you're gonna lift from the bottom, kind of out, or just straight out. There we go, like this. And boom, there you go. It's all out. And you'll see that mine is a hot mess right now. This is where all of my stuff was connected, my subwoofers and the amplifier, all that kind of stuff came back into here. And then right here, you can see this is where everything went to the power. This all went from, so that the harness from the vehicle normally went into this right here, all of these. But what we did was, or what they did, I'm assuming, is from factory harness out to, these cables went out to the amplifier, to the subwoofer, to the battery, because I remember seeing some of these colored cables out in the battery, and then all the way out. Came back through here, connected here, and then into that. So what we're gonna do is take these out, take these crimps off, and then, yeah. Try and connect these to these. Looking at it right now, actually, I think what I'm going to do is disconnect a lot of this because I don't want to be pulling on this and dragging it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be pulling all this, taking all this out, disconnecting it, making sure that this isn't like weighing down. I can actually move a little bit better and then start looking at the wires and matching them up the way that they need to be. First thing I'm gonna do is get rid of these. So I can't uncrimp these from being crimped. And if I can, I don't know how. So I'm just gonna cut as close as I can to the connectors that I need. And yeah. Boom, that one's gone. Again, getting rid of all of this, right? And it's not like, so for me in my situation, I'm not losing anything. My speakers are not connected. If you look at it, these were never connected to the speakers. So I'm not losing any functionality right now. It's not like I'm like, oh no, you cut the wrong thing and now your radio doesn't work. Like, they haven't been working at all. So like I said, I'm not losing anything. Boom, back to the raw connector, the way that it was intended, with all 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires, right? I have white and I have black. They look a little pink and brown. It's white with a pink, orange line, white with a brown line, white with a purple line, and white, just solid white. And then on this side we have brown with a white line, brown with a blue line, brown with a yellow line, and brown with a green line. So now what we're gonna do is go to this portion here and do the same exact thing. Again, I don't need this, so I'm going to snip as close as I can there and there. It's a little jumbled here, but I'm gonna get it here and here. Where's it at? Okay, we got brown with yellow, brown with green. And I say brown, I think originally it looks pink. Sorry, it looks brown and pink, but I think it was originally white and black or white and brown. I have to recheck the schematic, but boom, there we go. So now it's just a matter of connecting these wires here to these wires here, and I should have functionality back to my speakers. What I'm about to do now is I'm going to strip these. So I have the piece that I need over here. Excuse me, camera. Whoop! The piece that I need right here, this is the gauges, right? It lets me know, so I can see what gauge my wire is. And this is where I'll use this to strip it, right? The wires. So for me, this looks like it is a 22. It might be a 20 actually, now that I look at it. I think it is a 20, dang. Your boy messed up. I don't have a small enough wire stripper. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is be very careful about what I do then. So I have one that says 20. Oh no, it does say 20. Okay, so I should be good. So what I want to do is I want to see the size of my butt splices, and I want to make sure, okay, cool. I have about a 1/4 inch maybe, 1/4 inch from the edge. It's hard to show this right now. The cable, right? You want to make sure that you have enough where that indent is. You want to make sure that you don't snip too far, right? If I were to snip, we'll say where this kind of mark is on the wire. If I were to snip and strip that entire piece, when I come out here, I'm gonna have a bunch of exposed wire, right? Because it's gonna go into about this far, maybe a little bit more, and now I'm gonna have a bunch of exposed wire that is not underneath this red splice, butt splice. So I wanna do it to maybe where it comes here, right where the red meets where it starts to taper in. That's about how much I wanna go. Now, when you're looking in here, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. So you see there's a little piece in there. It looks like it's I don't know how to describe it. It's a little indent right there, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the wires are going to touch that piece. It's kind of going to stop it, right? And so wherever that is where you are going to want to crimp down. You want to crimp down on that edge so that that piece that you see will pinch downward onto the wire and make sure that it holds it in place. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to use my wire strippers, and I showed how much I need, right? So I need about, oh, there we go. I need about that much. So I'm gonna grab my wire cutters here. I'll go to about there. Lightly pinch and slide it off. Give me a second. Eee. There we go. Now we're good to go. This right here goes on, and look at that, we're good to go. Oop, there we go. Just like that. So now I'm gonna crimp it down right here. And now I was going to do the heat shrinks, but the tubes that I got are a little bit too small for going around here. So I'm just going to crimp it and leave it at that and use some electrical tape that I have. And I'm going to do that for all of these. So I did it on this side, the connector side, right? Now I'm going to find the corresponding cable. So this is the white or the pink with orange. So I'm going to find the same one over here, which is this one right here. I'm going to do the same thing I just did, strip the edge, put it on the other end of this, and then crimp them down, and then they will be connected like that. Well, not like that, but it's hard to show right now. You get the funny thing is, I actually had the wrong tool. I didn't have what I needed. It's funny because my fiance literally said this the other day. She's like, you have this, you sometimes go about things because you have some experience. It comes out kind of like an arrogant confidence. And that's exactly, I won't say that's exactly what happened, but I could have counted the cost a little bit more. So when crimping tools, you need a tool like this. Now, I remembered an old tool that I had, and I thought that this was the same, that had a crimper on it. However, when you look here, you'll see that it does not have a crimper on there, right? It has the holes for your gauge. It has the cutter tool right here at the top with the numbers 32, 30, 28. But it does not have a crimper tool. And now remember that piece I was telling you about, that little indent? This does have that. This shows you exactly what you need. Where's it at? Come on, focus, please. Focus. Anyway, right there, that indent, it shows you towards the top exactly where that indent should be so that it can crimp down. Luckily, there's a garage right down here. Thank you, David, for letting me borrow this. This is what you're going to use. I'm going to put it in this smaller section right here on the right and use that to crimp down. And then we are good to go. So make sure you have a crimper. These are about $60, $80 depending on what you use. Mac tool is about $60. You could probably get a Snap-on for $80. I don't know. But yeah, make sure you have the right pieces and the right tools. And check and double check. All right. So let's see. We know where the hole is, right here on the bottom. So I'm gonna do that. Let's make sure I have you fully in there. All right, get out of here. All right, tug on it. It's tugged. It's tight. It's not coming off. We are good. I'm not tugging crazy hard because I don't want it to come off, but we are giving it a little tug to make sure that it's good. Now this is in a spot where it's not gonna move around a lot, so I don't expect it to be like, you know, all moving around and doing a bunch of crazy stuff. So what I'm gonna do now is find the other side that corresponds with it. So this was the orange strip line. We're gonna find the orange strip line here and do the exact same thing that we did over here. We're gonna strip it and then go from there. Strip, strip, squeak. This steering wheel is so in my way right now. All right, one down. Now, I kind of want to wrap it now while I have the space to do so, but I'm not going to. See, it sucks because this is super tight. This is tight because all this slack, like I don't have all that slack here because we had to cut and remove some of that stuff for here, right? Now, what I probably could have done, now that I think about it, I probably could have just like kept these here, do a little cut and then crimped it into this, but I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I didn't feel comfortable using these, you know, because this was like a deadhead. Like there was no reason for it, and then this needed to come out regardless. But these, I probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I probably could have just like kept these all connected here, and then just connected these into here. But I just, yeah, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. So we got a tight little connection here. This is done. I could wrap this right now, but I'm going to actually just continue. And so the next one I'm going with is, well, this purple one is up. So let's go with the purples next. All right, let's get another one of these. Crimp it down. Let's do black and yellow. All right, so we got it. We got it looking good. So these are all crimped up together, matching how they're supposed to match. We'll be good to go. Actually, what I think I'm gonna do is test it first. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is, my car looks crazy right now. I'm trying to get comfortable in here. I'm going to just connect the head unit and connect everything and see if I have a radio before I start wiring it, because since I'm not going to be touching any wires and I'm not going to be touching any exposed wires, I'm just going to quickly connect everything back up to the head unit, make sure everything's good. If I have music coming out of the speakers, then, or just sound coming out of the speakers, which is better than what I had before, then I'm going to wrap those up with electrical tape, because I don't want to, if they're wrong right now and there's something off, I don't want to wrap it with electrical tape and then realize it doesn't work and then I have to go back and do something. So I want to test it first. But yeah, we'll see. What am I sitting on? Huh, that's uncomfortable. Head unit. Start cleaning up a little bit. I definitely was super sloppy with this whole thing, just because I wanted to see if it worked. I just wanted to get things going. All right, so we're gonna connect this. Stop it. Stop. All right, all of those clicked in. A lot less messy now. Oh my gosh. And the funny thing is, I have an aftermarket head unit or facade thing coming in, which is gonna take this and turn it from this stock version here to a like a bigger screen and like a CarPlay and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that. Very, very excited. So let's get this going. All right. That's just there. We're gonna let that do that. I'm going to connect the battery and then we're gonna see what we get. All right, the battery's connected, it's not tightened down. We got lights here. It says 2012, cool. This is the moment of truth right here, yo. This right here is the moment of truth. When I hit on, we should hear sound. Oh! I got sound.
Kia. That's why our knowledgeable salespeople are here to help guide you and answer all of your questions.
Thank you, Jesus.
And so are our clearly marked prices. This month we're featuring the 2025 Kia K4 LX.
Okay, so now we're gonna check to see which speakers work and which ones don't. Okay, so what we got is the back speakers work, the front ones are not working. So I think the front tweeters are working though. That's the thing, the front tweeters are working. At least the front left tweeter is working. The front right tweeter, let's see. No. So there was always a bit of an issue with the tweeters. So I have I have something which is better than nothing. Okay, so this is better than nothing. This is better than nothing. This is better than nothing. So I have speakers in the back. I have tweeters that work. That means that if the front speakers are not working, there's something with the front speakers that's off. But this is better than nothing. I had no music at all. So many silent rides. So many silent drives that I had to go on. Because the music didn't work, the speakers didn't work, and I thought I did something wrong. Oh man, this makes me so happy. Okay, so now it's more fine-tuned troubleshooting, but all in all, speakers work. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. All right. Oh man, that is so exciting. All right, it started snowing a little bit, flurrying, I'll say. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I am so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jesus. Like this has been, I've had no speakers for, I wanna say 4 years. And I just didn't know what to do. I didn't think to look at it. And I'm very grateful that my God gave me the ability to look at it and to give me wisdom on what to do and how to do it. It's not perfect by any means, right? Like the back speakers, like I mentioned earlier, the back speakers are working heavy. The front speakers, there's something up with them. I think they blew out from something that happened a while ago, but there's connection now, right? So now I can know at least where to start, and I'm very happy about that. So yeah. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. All right, so I realized I never filmed an outro, so my apologies. I got really excited. I'm not gonna lie, I got really, really excited. I hopped in the car and I just like played so many songs. So yeah, that being said, thank you for watching. If you've watched it this far, thank you so much for your support. Like, comment, whatever, share it with somebody you think it might be helpful. I'll try to document the install, which you guys will see it when I do a video for it. I'll try to do a video for that one as well. And anything else I do with my car. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.